So everyone's favorite Void Hunter build, the Gyrfalcon's Hunter that gives infinite volatile rounds, infinite invisibility, infinite overshield, and infinite healing with Devour, just got a massive buff this season because we can now generate Void Breaches on demand. We have 4 artifact mods this season that elevate this build even further, and I have seriously no doubt in saying that this is the best Hunter build this season across all PvE activities. Before, the build required Repulsor Brace on your Void weapon to access overshields, but now we do not need that as well. We can use any Void weapon. So dust off your funnel webs, dust off your collective obligations, your retrofit escapades. These can now all benefit from overshields. Honestly, I was getting tired of using my Repulsor Brace Hero's Burden, or the title that we recently got, because to me Funnel Web still feels like the superior SMG, and now I can get overshields with it. If that wasn't ridiculous enough, we also now weaken our enemies thanks to the new artifact mod, so your enemies take an extra 15% damage. We can also have infinite uptime on a 22% damage buff that stacks on top of that weaken as well. And wait, there's even more. Thanks to one of the new armor mods this season, we basically have Worm Husk level healing built in whenever we dodge as well. If you haven't seen that video yet whereby I tell you how you can get that healing without using the exotic on any class just by using your class ability, then I highly suggest you do so before watching this video. Dim link for the build will be in my Discord, link for which will be in the comments or description below. So the crux of the build stays the same. We run Vanishing Step to go invisible when dodging. When we come out of invisibility, thanks to Gyrfalcons, our Void weapon gains volatile rounds, and we apply the volatile debuff to enemies hit by our weapon, which causes them to explode and get absolutely melted. Our second aspect, Stylish Executioner, makes it so when we kill a Void debuffed enemy, we go invisible again. The core gameplay loop stays the same: invis, kill enemy, go invis again. Thanks to our new artifact perks this season, however, here's where things start to go really crazy. Our first artifact perk, Unto the Breach, guarantees we create a Void Breach whenever we kill a debuffed enemy, which is going to be all the time thanks to volatile rounds from Gyrfalcons. Now, Void Breaches give you back class ability energy at base, which further fuels the Gyrfalcons loop. Our second artifact perk, Protective Breach, gives us a Void Overshield when we gather that Void Breach. Now, the Void Overshield from this Void Breach, in combination with our fragment, Echo of Persistence, lasts a whopping 16 seconds, which is double that of Repulsor Brace. The good thing is that if you still want to use Repulsor Brace for maximum survivability, you can. The Void Breach will refresh your timer for the Void Overshield. But honestly, what I love about this season is that these two artifact perks open up the floor to let you use any Void weapon with or without Repulsor Brace and still get overshields with the build. Now, thanks to our next Void fragment, Echo of Starvation, whenever we pick up that Void Breach, we also get Devour, which instantly regenerates our health on kills and also gives us grenade energy back on top. We also get Devour from Orbs of Power, which we have several ways to spawn in this build thanks to our armor mods, which I'll discuss later. Because of the new armor mod, Powerful Attraction, whenever we use our dodge to start the gameplay loop, it will hoover up any nearby Orbs of Power and instantly regenerate your health to full thanks to Echo of Starvation. It's literally a built-in panic Worm Husk button now as well. Honestly, you never die. The last two artifact perks really aren't that necessary, but add icing to the cake. Supernova creates a small explosion which applies Weaken, allowing you to get a further 15% damage onto enemies. And then Squad Goals gives your allies Devour when you use your finisher on enemies, which is useful in harder content like GMs with champions. Remember, when you're invisible and finish enemies, you also give yourself and nearby allies a reserve overshield thanks to Gyrfalcon's secondary function, which a lot of people forget about. Let's go over the rest of the Void 3.0 build. I use Marksman's Dodge for the lower cooldown than Gambler's Dodge so we can dodge more often. Triple Jump, Snare Bomb, Vortex Grenade because I find it great at taking out stronger orange bar enemies. The aspects we discussed. We talked about Echo of Starvation for Devour, Echo of Persistence to extend the timer for your Overshield, Invis, and Devour. I then added an Echo of Obscurity so that in harder content, when you do want to use your finisher, you instantly go invisible after it, and can restart the gameplay loop super easily. Previously, I ran Echo of Cessation to get Void Breaches, but this season you can switch this out to Echo of Harvest, because we will be weakening enemies constantly so we generate even more Orbs of Power and Void Breaches. For our mods, on our cloak we run the combination of Reaper and Powerful Attraction, so we can not only just generate Orbs of Power, but we can collect them as well by using our dodge ability, which we'll be constantly doing. This also then feeds into us running triple Void Weapon Surge, which gives a whopping 22% stackable damage bonus, which we constantly keep up thanks to Powerful Attraction hoovering in those Orbs of Power to give us armor charge. Then run the relevant resistance mods based on your activity, Void Siphon mods on your helmet so you generate orbs and weapon kills. I then run Heavy Ammo Scout and Finder so I generate heavy ammo for myself and teammates constantly. And then on your gloves you have a little bit of free reign. I run Font of Focus and Firepower so we gain back our Vortex grenades even faster and can generate orbs from that as well. You want to avoid kickstart mods with this build because they completely deplete your armor charge, which means you don't get time on your Void Weapon Surge damage bonus. In terms of build distribution, you want high resilience as your #1 priority, ideally 100 to have that 30% damage resist. You then want high mobility so you can dodge as often as possible. Then I'd probably go for discipline for the grenade spam, intellect. Recovery is low down on this list because we constantly have devour, and then strength or our smoke bomb is the lowest priority. So there you have it, my complete guide to the updated Gyrfalcon's build for season 21. You can now use whatever void weapon you want and still get the crazy benefits of Overshield. If you enjoyed what I talked about today, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming Destiny builds, both PvE and PvP. I'm Mr. Onnit, and that's it for today. Peace out, guys.